Power English, my moment of truth, the debate. One of my guilty pleasures is to compare two literary figures, Shibari Utara and Ikenami Shotaro. They come from small town within big towns. And Hillary Clinton once said that it takes a village to raise a kid. By extension, does that mean, does it take a village to raise the level of your spoken English? Hence, the result that it takes a village to improve spoken English. That's the proposition for today. Let the debate begin. Affirmative rock. English improves best in close proximity. The village is high context. English village system works. I could give an example or two previously. Now, we're going to argue that when it comes to touchy-feeliness, you can't beat the village because the people know each other. You know, everyone knows everyone else's. And everything that's taken for granted, everything is shared, the feelings and thoughts and language. Obviously, it works much better than in an entirely different situation where they have a mix of different cultures because nothing is taken for granted because everyone says, let's get on the you know what I basis. You know what I mean? They understand that. In heterogeneous cultures, it doesn't work the way it should. Negative wind. Affirmative argues that English has to be spoken. Is it a fact? English has to be written as well as spoken. Secondly, is village English in touch with outside reality? It might be able to hobnobbing with each other within the small community called the village, but will that work outside the village? Which I doubt. Isn't the low context English, meaning nothing is shared among themselves, does not work more effectively in cross-cultural relationships? The village English doesn't work in the big city environments. Negative rock. English language doesn't grow among villagers, all thinking inside the box, so to speak. Remember, English is a lingua franca, global intercultural language. How can you possibly improve English within a small, narrow context? Because the people share too much and comparing scars and sharing thoughts and injuries. And how can they get out of their community? How can how can they think outside the box? So remember, English language is considered to be a lingua franca, so you'll be able to understand every sort of English. I call them Englishes instead of English. Not just the village English, but the cosmopolitan Englishes. Affirmative wind. Why does the boot camp education work? We were boxed in like this, and they are forced to come up with ways and means of communication within the limited scope of their English vocabulary. Number two, isn't it natural that homegrown English grows from within instead of other people interrupting? It always, other persons, strangers in their way, so that it's natural for them to grow among themselves. Isn't English a battle-tested lingua franca? So battle-tested, that you have to go through the series of battles, emotional entanglements which can be experienced within the village environment. Affirmative fire! English is best taught in total immersion. See how the Kindai English village is run. Libya English right there. Look, see, I'm going to tell you my side of the story. When I was down in Osaka, I got to the point where I really had a showdown with the Yakuza at the Matsuyama bar because I totally involved in that. I lost myself in front of a couple of Yakuza, drinking. I talk in English all from beginning to end. My whole body, soul, was totally immersed in English from head to toe. I was a gaijin, rather. This means that a total immersion system works. Where else can you find a total immersion English-speaking method other than the English village? The Kindai is a perfect example of how it works. So you can live, experience your English in a totally controlled situation. Negative fire! I came up with, I was like, wow, affirmative is totally crazy, I learned English my way, the hard way, without relying on English village. English village, the people baby fed, English that they get doesn't work the way it should. Who needs English village? Look at me, I've traveled. I was a nomad traveling from one place to another. Hu Tenno-Tora was the perfect example of how he acquired the local accent, the local languages, without getting himself boxed in Shibamata Katsushika. Well, just a small box like he refused to stay in there. He just get out of there to, get the feel of local towns. This is how you should learn English. It's a communication. It's not just a language, English or Japanese. The feeling, how you should get a feel of English. Hit the road. Don't get stuck in one special place like English village. Come on. Native water. Follow your heart. The way Matsumoto taught himself English. Character is destiny. You can't challenge your character. Follow your character. Having said that, with respect to whether or not you should get into the English village, well, first ask yourself first. Your inner voice says, whoa, whoa, whoa. You are not Matsumoto, but you are yourself. And look at the way Matsumoto taught himself English. He was traveling on the road. So whether which way you go, it's something that has to be determined by the moral compass that is built in the back of your mind. I'm not saying that you should not go to the village or you should go to the village. I'm not talking about that. Follow your instinct. And if my way works, if the shoe fits, wear it on your own. If you don't give yourself tough love, your English will go soft. How about losing yourself or chilling out in the English village? The village, folks, is a home, not a house. Home is where the heart is. When the heart is one within a certain community, the villagers, the people like you, and spend time together, scratching your back, and you're going to scratch my back. Now that's the beauty of the village life, so that you end up sharing English and knowledge, everything, your feelings too. You can grow. It's not just survival of the fittest. It's just it's not just competition, but it's a co-evolution. Co-evolution, kyosei no seishin, the spirit of co-evolution, and you can't beat the village when it comes to co-evolution. 判定この英語を学ぶ方法としては町か村かということですけどね、イングリッシュビレッジって村になっています。村というのはそんなに閉じこもってやると発音を徹底的な村の方がいいでしょうね。都会の人たちは発音気にしません。コミュニケーションが先ですね、忙しすぎる。いろんな国の人がいますから、ネイティブイングリッシュは間に合いません。だからそういう意味では、コミュニケーショントータルの考えるとやっぱ大都会ですね。村は合いません。 じゃあ先ほどの私のゲスト、近代っていうのはマンモス企業で5万人以上に日本全国でどんどん広がっています。その一つの魅力にイングリッシュビレッジがありますけれども、私が見たところは、非常に田舎の寂れたところじゃありません。大都会の大きなキャンパスの中で外国人がいっぱい中に入って、そこに出し物があります。その中で出入りできるという感じだから半分待ちですね。私の大阪の英語道場、そういう形で英語を勉強しました。だから本当はそのビレッジの中に隔離というよりもスポークイングリッシュはやはりもう少しアイソレートされてないところの方がベターと思いますね。したがって否定側が勝ち、否定側が勝ち。Samurai Talk coming up.